Good morning, everyone. Hope your Tuesday is off to a great start. It is nice here today. It is finally warmer. We're going to get in the mid 50s, which we have not seen for a while. So I'm pretty excited about that. Last night, it stayed above freezing and almost all of our snow disappeared, which was amazing because when we went to bed, we had snow cover everywhere, but that is pretty much gone. And the grandkids are finally back in school today after being off, I think, since the 11th or 12th. I can't remember. It was a super long stretch, not because of the cold as much or the snow, but because of so much ice. They couldn't get the ice cleared here on the back roads and they couldn't let buses go out. In fact, my son-in-law had to drive my grandkids like a half a mile to meet the bus today to be able to go to school. But they are back in school. Praise God. I am so happy you joined me today. I hope you had time to grab your favorite beverage and that you can spend about a half hour with me. Hi, Cindy. Glad to see you on here. It is Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. And my name is Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I'm coming to you from Middle Tennessee for my coffee and a card. And I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for nearly getting close, 27 years, which just blows me away, and I love what I do. Hi, Lois, glad you're here. I am here to be a creative coach for you, to teach you the love of card making and the joy of paper crafting, and then to take those cards and send them on to someone else to make their day. Good for you, Cindy. I try to do Christmas cards every single month. I have not done any in January yet, so I better get on it, but that is awesome. And hi, Beth, glad you are here. If you are hopping on, please say hello and let me know you're here and where you're watching from. And if you watch on the replay, let me know that also. Let me bring myself up here to make sure everything is good with my feed. I can't ever see me until at least a few of you have popped on, and we are there now. In fact, right now, I'm still not showing on my end. I don't know, lately my feed has been really slow the last couple times on my Facebook. Oh, there it is. I popped up and it looks good. So we're just going to keep going from here. Can't stay getting remote start on my car. Oh, I get it. I get it, Lois. There's things in life that happen. I hope you do come back and watch the replay. That would be wonderful. So hi, Francis. I don't know if I said hi to you and all of that or not. But as always, I will be drawing from all of the comments you leave today through midnight tomorrow, the 24th, and I will give away the card that we make in our online coffee and a card today. I love to know what you think. I love to know your thoughts, what's your favorite, what you don't like, what you'd like me to do. If you have things you want me to show, let me know that. I'm always up for trying something new. Any single comment will count as an entry toward the card. And if you can share my video either to your homepage or to a crafty group or a crafty friend, that would be wonderful. If you do that, let me know. And because that is such great advertising, getting me out to other people, I will give you a bonus entry besides the comment toward the card that we're making today. Let's see. Congratulations to our last winner, Margot Rantanen. She won my lavender card that I did with a rock and roll DSP. Margot, that is on its way to you, so you should get it soon if you haven't gotten it. And thank you so much for watching and commenting. I am going to do a challenge, Francis. It'll be on my Friday video. We'll talk about it. So make sure you come back on Friday. But I am going to do a challenge this month. Okay. Also, let's see if there's anything else. I think that is everything. Thanks for asking about that, Francis. But yes, we are doing a challenge. I am going to take you down to my table. You are going to see my snow is all gone except for a couple little patches. I'm going to make sure I'm in the right location. And I hope I am because my feed is just spinning here. I don't know why. Something with our Wi-Fi, I'm sure, is just crazy. Everything... I think I get it one day and then technology blows me away the next, so you never know. Oh, I gave you the wrong one. Let's start here with me. This is me, Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. You can find my blog at crazystampinglady.blogspot.com, my email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady, and my YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes. Also, you can shop with me anytime at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. And if you shop with me during the month of January, I would appreciate it if you use this hostess code. This hostess code gets me the most benefits for the orders, and that way I can give back to the most to you in prizes for drawings, and I'm giving my cards away and my challenges, so that really helps me out if you can do that. Also, if your order is over $150 pre-shipping and handling and tax, then don't use that code, because you will automatically qualify for all of my benefits without the code in that case, and you can earn some free hostess items. Again, I have no cards this time. At least I don't think so. I couldn't find any to share. Don't think any have come, although you never know. Sometimes I set them aside and I go, oh, there was a card. But I don't think I have any, so we're just going to move on. My free monthly virtual class. So if you place an order with me in the month of January and you use that hostess code, or your order is over $150 pre-shipping and handling and tax, you'll receive a free card kit from me. So a $50 order will get you 3 free card kits, 3 different projects. $75 order will get you those same 3 card kits plus a bonus project, and a $100 order will get you the same 3 card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of a current embellishment. I do these every month. I am thoroughly enjoying these free classes. Anyone is welcome to join me. So for January orders, that class will be held on Monday, February 12th at 11 a.m. Central Time. It is right here on this Facebook page. Anyone can join us and watch, but anyone who has a kit, of course, can either craft along or watch it and then craft their kits after. Either way works. And those videos stay up. So if you miss it on that time and that date, just go up to the media section of this Facebook page and you can find the video. It'll be labeled with January free monthly class and the date, so you'll be able to find that. And thank you to everyone who placed orders this past week. I really appreciate you. I've already got you down. You'll get your card kits, and yay. Okay. Crafting with You bundle. This is my bundle bonus for the month of January. It is an adorable set. I used it a few videos ago. Go watch that if you get a chance, if you didn't see it. It is just, I love it. It is just a fun crafter's set, and any of you who are watching are probably crafters. It covers painting, it covers sewing, it covers knitting, it covers stamping and big shotting and hugs and everything you can think of, a palette. I just love everything about it. I have used it a tremendous amount and thought it was a great way to start the year off, getting you thinking about crafting. So if you are a crafter and you love this set nearly as much as I do, this bundle, please purchase in the month of January from me, because in the month of January, I am giving 100% of my proceeds from this bundle sale to the Doors of Hope Ministry in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It's an incredible ministry. I would love to have you support it with me. If you need to know more about it, just go to opendoorsofhope.org and you can check out everything about that ministry and how wonderful it is. Plus, you will receive a free tutorial bundle from me of additional ideas that you can make using this bundle. So win-win, win-win-win. Okay, so I changed my mind. When I put this out this morning and told you I was going to be using products, we are from all 3 catalogs. We are not going to do that. I changed my mind as I was getting ready. We're going to use products from the Celebration and Mini catalog. The project I was going to do from the main catalog, I decided to wait on. But I am going to show you some fun things. I'm going to hopefully give you some great tips. And I hope you stick around to the end when I show you a couple alternatives as well. So from the Celebration, we are going to be using the Most Adored Designer Series paper. I haven't used that yet online, so this will be a fun introduction to it from me. And then we're going to be using a $100 level product, which is the Softly Sophisticated bundle. It comes with this beautiful stamp set and then a 3D embossing folder, which I love. So yeah, we're going to be playing with those. And then from the mini catalog, we're going to be using, in my alternatives that I show you, the Forever, are they called Forever? No, the gold foiled flower cards in envelopes. I'm going to show you a different take on those. So hang on and see that at the end. And then out of the main catalog, I just want to share with you a little bit about Paper Pumpkin real quick. About once a month, I try to do something to highlight Paper Pumpkin because it is such an amazing kit option for people. I love Paper Pumpkin. When I hear people say they don't think they'd like it, I think you're wrong. I enjoy making it so much. It is just nothing but fun and easy, and then I have a ton of cards to send out to family and friends. So every month I do my complete kits. The month-to-month kit is $24.50 a month, and you can just sign up and get a kit and get charged every month, which works for a lot of people. But during celebration, it's a smart time to think about a prepaid subscription. So if you subscribed to 3 months of Paper Pumpkin using the 3-month code, you would just put it in on a regular order. They would send you a code to put in on the Paper Pumpkin site and show you how to sign up, and then you would get 3 months prepaid. They would not keep charging your card. You would just get those 3 months prepaid, and when it was done, you could either add a card and continue or buy another prepaid subscription or stop completely if you have enough for a while. But the great thing about it is a 3-month subscription will get you a free celebration item at the $50 level. And if you wanted to do a 6-month subscription, you would save $5 on that, and then you would get a $100 level item or 2 $50 levels, whichever you want. And if you did a 12-month, you would save $20, and you would get, let me think, $50. You'd get 4 free level 1 celebrations or 2 free level 2 celebrations, or a combination to make up the 4. So it's such a great deal. And I'm going to take a minute before we do our project to just show you the latest Paper Pumpkin kit. So if you've never gotten these, they always come in a really cute box. This is their regular standard box, and then 3 or 4 times a year they come out with a fun decorated box. And this kit is all about lavender. So it's called, let me see if I can close this just for a second. It's called Lovely Lavender, and it coordinates with the Perennial Lavender Suite in our catalog. Actually, the Painted Lavender and Perennial Postage Suite. And I love that they brought it together and that you can use the 2 things together. The little set in here, which now they're including a nice little printed label like this, has just a little something for you, a huge love, Happy Valentine's Day, a cute sprig, and then the word with. So now this Paper Pumpkin is no longer available. It might come back in refills for those of you that subscribe, but it was this month's kit. Each month it's a surprise, but they are always, always fun. And I just want to show you what this one is to give you a little bit of an idea of what you get in the kit. So you're going to get in this one a roll of our linen thread, all of these label type punches ready to punch out and use. Look at how pretty these are. Let's see if I can get them all out here and show you. There's just a ton of them in here, like that. You also get these cute card bases and card front layers, all already pre-printed. Some beautiful envelopes, if I can get them out of here, to go with them, which are gorgeous. In this kit, we also received the gorgeous grape ink spot. So there's always going to be an ink spot or a marker or something that goes with your kit to do your stamping. And then in here also was adhesives. I think I took them out already, but I did want to show you. Let's see if I have them hang by. Little glue dots came in here, and the glue dots that come with kits are a little different. Oh, here they are a little different than the ones that we get on our spool. So when we sell them in the catalog, they come on this roll, but in our kits, They come on a little sheet like that, and you can just pick them up. I pick them up with my fingernail, or you can use take your pick tool or the end of your scissors like that, and then you can stick them down onto your card and then peel off the backing. I love these. I love them as well as our roll ones. They just are handy for traveling. They don't stick to anything. They are great. And then those of you who subscribed to Paper Pumpkin in the past, our dimensionals used to come like this. Now they're different than our ones that you buy, again, in the catalog. They used to come like this. They're a little thicker and a little harder. And I like them, but not everybody did. And so now all of the Paper Pumpkin kits that have dimensionals come with dimensionals that are just like the ones out of our catalog. So that is a great big win-win too if you like our dimensionals. And there's always a ton more than you need for your card, which is wonderful. So let me get those. I'm going to put that back in there for now. I'm going to put these over here for now. And let me show you the 3 projects that were included in this kit. So we made, I gotta look to be sure I give you the right numbers. I don't want to give you wrong numbers. So there's 4 of this card and envelope, 4 of this card and envelope, and 4 of these little gift tags or bookmarks, whatever you'd like to use them for, in this kit. That's how much you get. What a value for what you're making. So let me show you the beautiful cards in person that I made. Here's the envelope. And here's the card. This whole front area is popped up with this like matching polka dots in the background. It has all these beautiful layers. Now I did add embellishments because there were no embellishments this month. Sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't. It's just whatever the value of the kit is. But I added our little brushed butterflies, and that's all I changed on this card to just step it up a little bit. Same thing with the next card. This was the other design, and I thought it was just lovely. And for this one, I added some of our little gems from that lavender suite in the catalog. So these little purple gems I added, but everything else is exactly like the card was. And you would not need those embellishments. It was beautiful just the way it was, but I like a little bling on my cards, so I added those. And then here is the little gift tag or bookmark, which I also think is adorable. And for here, I used it, I don't think is a word, but I used some of our peacock sequins from the annual catalog. How lovely. This was an amazing set. And I'm just showing it to have you consider the possibility of purchasing a prepaid subscription during celebration and earning some free celebration items and giving Paper Pumpkin a chance. All right, let's see what else I want to show you. So the first thing I want to show you is, this is the stamp set and embossing folder we're using on today's project. Softly Sophisticated plus the Softly Sophisticated 3D embossing folder. This is $100 level in the celebration brochure, but you get both items, which is really great. We're going to be using flowers and sentiments from here, as well as this embossing folder. And if you can't see the design, it's just kind of like this little dotted raised design that is beautiful. You'll see it when I show you the piece for the card. But I really, really like it. But it is a 3D, so it's the kind that you only use with one thick top plate. So think of that when you're using it. Great, great set and folder. But I'm going to show you a little tip real quick before we get into this. These are 2-step stamps in that you're going to stamp your foliage first, and then you're going to add your little blossoms to it. And I wanted to show you how I prep these stamps and how I get them ready when I'm doing a 2-step. I've showed it before, but I know some of you are new joining me. So inside of here, I'm going to show you one that we're not using today because I already set up the one for today. But one thing I found recently, and you would think I would have known this a long time ago, but for some reason I didn't, is I'm going to take my stamp. Now this is new because I'm using this glass mat that is only available for demonstrators at this point. I don't know if it'll be coming back for customers or not, but you can earn it free if you sign up to be a demonstrator during celebration. Wonderful value. It's a $60 value. I love it so much. I'm just don't know how I ever lived without a glass mat on my table. But I use it to line up my words on the glass mat. But that's not the tips I'm showing you. But I'm just going to show you that quick. So I put this on so the words are really straight with the lines. And then I take my block and I put it on top of there. And I make sure that the edge of my block is really straight with the lines. And then I know that my clear stamp sets are on there perfectly where I want them. But I know I've shared with you before, whenever you get new stamps, there's always like a coating or just such a slick, smooth surface that they don't want to always pick up the ink real well. So in the past, I've always used something to just kind of sand them a little bit. And let me see, I also usually used, I'm going to pull it out here because I've put them away now because I'm not using it. I usually used a piece of cardstock. These are the backings out of our paper pumpkin, but they come in a lot of our different things. And you just rub your stamp different directions over it, and it kind of sands just the top of that coating off so that you get a nice clear image. I guess I could have done this with the stem. I'm going to have to do that in a second. But my newest thing, I guess I'll just show you. I'll do it here. A couple times this way, a couple times this way, and then around. And it actually changes the way the letters look. They now look a little cloudy instead of clear. And that's because I've sanded them just a little bit. The problem with using cardboard is you can pick up some of those fibers on there. And then you have to be sure that you brush those all off or wash them off before you stamp. But it works really, really well. And that's what I have always done. But for some reason this week, I was out in the other room stamping. I didn't have my cardboard with me, but I did have my paper piercing mat that I use all the time for stamping. And I turned it over. And I realized that the back side of this is the same type of abrasion. So I'm going to take this floral stamp set. It's like our little stem. And I'm going to put it onto my block. And then I'm going to come in here on the back of my piercing mat and just rub it a couple different directions, turn it a little bit. And I'm actually doing the same thing. And you can see how it changed from being, let's see if I can show you on here, from being very clear, like it is on this one, to being a little cloudy on here. And that way I know that I've sanded it. But no fibers pick up from here. So I don't have to worry about washing this or catching any of those fibers. And I always have this with me. It's in my little stamp kit. It's never far away. So I wanted to show you that. And then the other thing I wanted to show you how I layer my two-step stamps. So you saw me put these leaves on here. And I'm just going to set them right here. And then what I do is I take whatever my second stamp is going to be, and I try to layer it where it's going to go on here. So this one has a little blossom spot where that little blossom on the edge is going to go. And then it has a spot for these two flowers. So I'm trying to line it up. It does not have to be perfect, but if I have it set up ahead of time where it's going to go, and then I put my block on top of it, like that, now when I stamp it, I can hold these blocks both the same way, and I might have to manipulate it a little bit, but it's going to be very close to where it needs to be for stamping. So that is a great tip that has helped me a lot. We're not using these flowers today. We're using the other ones from the kit, so you'll get to see that in action in a minute. Okay, so let's show you the card we're making today, although we are changing up the colors and putting together a card that's very similar but different colors. So here's my little envelope with thinking of you. And here is the card we're making. And you may not recognize that designer series paper, but it is from the Most Adored specialty paper in the mini catalog, and I've colored it with my blends. So I know I'm a colorer, and I know you aren't all. This paper is beautiful, and you could make this card just the way it is with a designer series paper like this. But I colored it, and I love how it turned out. let me show you the papers you get in that pack. So this is a $50 level, and you get a full pack of DSP for a $50 purchase. So we have gold hearts on white, these kind of little sketchy lines on white, the beautiful roses that we're using on our card today, a nice plaid. I really like this plaid. I think this would be fun to color, but also just fun to use the way it is on a masculine card. We have kind of this swirly painted look, and then these tiny little flower blossoms. So all of these come in this DSP, but then I'm going to turn them over and show you magic. On the backs are all of these beautiful Valentine images, or pink and red images. That painty swirl, kind of another plaid. This one has beautiful little, just tone on tone, light pink or white on top of pink of those heart wreaths. The tiny little red hearts, which you can use anytime. These beautiful pink hearts, and then another plaid. Great designer series paper. Honestly, I did not know how beautiful it was until I purchased it. It blew me away when I got it. I wasn't expecting it to be quite as nice, but it was a free item, so I got it. So this is the card that I made ahead of time, but we're going to change it up with a different color palette. Whoops, I just dropped some ribbon. Hang on, guys, while I pick it up. It's not far. Didn't roll too far. Yay. We're going to change it up with the color palette. So here I used Real Red Flirty Flamingo and Granny Apple Green were the colors on here. For the one we're making today, we're using Lost Lagoon, Pool Party, and Dark Soft Seafoam, as well as I have my color lifter here in case I go out of the lines at all. That just picks up that excess ink and takes it off. So these are the colors we're going to use, and let me grab one of our little pieces. This is just a scrap. I pre-colored the piece we're doing today because I didn't think you wanted to sit and watch me color forever. But I am going to color just this one section to show you how I did it. So I started with my dark Lost Lagoon, and the brush tip is great on this. So I'm going to use the brush tip because I'm doing this larger flower, and I'm just kind of going around the edge of the flower and then coloring it in. So simple. I mean, that little edge almost works as a barrier for your blends, so it's really easy to stay in the lines, and it gives just that golden edge on there. And then you can see everywhere I'm coloring, it kind of is a resist, like wherever I'm going over. So here I'll just do the edge, but wherever I go over those gold lines, it still lets them show through. So it resists the blend, and it gives a little bit of that cloisonne look to me, where the gold edge and then the color in the middle. Look how pretty that is. So that's our large rose. And then I use the Pool Party, and I use that for my smaller roses. Same thing, you're just going to color them in. Very simple. Coloring to me is super therapeutic, just like fussy cutting is. I know not everyone loves that. So like I said, this paper stands on its own. If you didn't want to have to color, you could just go ahead and use it with the gold. But I love that you can color it and make it match any color scheme that you want. So there's our tiny flowers. And then I used the soft Seafoam for my leaves on here. And because it's a little bit tinier, I'm going to use that nib end and just come in and color those leaves. So this is a totally different color palette, obviously, than the red card I made ahead of time. I wanted to try something different. Some of these colors, Pool Party, Lost Lagoon, Soft Seafoam, they are so beautiful. I just wanted to try something different, so that's what we're doing here. So there, so look at that compared to the red. Same exact paper, totally different look to it by changing up the colors. Okay, so I'm going to get these out of the way and this out of the way, and we'll grab our pieces for this card. I did a lot of the prep ahead of time, but not everything, so you'll get to see me do some stuff here on camera. So the first thing we're going to do is stamp our sentiment for on the front of the card, and for that I'm going to use Lost Lagoon, and a sentiment out of the Softly Sophisticated stamp set that says "You're in my thoughts." Let's just ink that up. And hopefully this will work well just on my glass mat. When I am in here stamping now, I don't even really need to use my paper piercing mat anymore. But when I'm out at the kitchen table or somewhere else, then I use it. Okay, so there's "You're in my thoughts." What a beautiful script sentiment. And I'm gonna punch that out using a punch that I don't think I've used on camera before. The Handmade Tag Punch. This is out of the annual catalog. It is just gorgeous. You could go square on it and punch out your sentiment if you wanted, but I'm doing it like a diamond. And I'm just coming in and centering it side to side, and then putting the top of my words kind of where these little divots are on there, just like that. And look how pretty that is. So great, great punch. I overlooked it and I got it out and thought, wow, I just love that punch. So I need to use it more often, that is for sure. Okay, so that is that piece. And then I pre-colored, actually, you know what, since I have it out, not too far, I'm just gonna do my envelope right away. That says the same thing, "You're in my thoughts." Let's just put that on there, and then I don't have to worry about coming back to it or forgetting about it. So, because you know I don't like naked envelopes. There we go. So the envelope is now also stamped. Okay. I'm going to set that aside. So the pieces for this were pre-colored. It was a 3 by 4 3/4 inch piece of designer series paper. And then after I colored it, I cut it into 3 1-inch strips. And I kept them in order. That way when you push it together, it goes together perfectly. When you pull it apart on your card, it's still going to have that continuity of design. And I'm starting out with a piece of basic white for my base. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I took a piece of Lost Lagoon that was 4 by 5 1/4, and I ran it through that embossing folder. So I want you to see just how pretty and how delicate this design is on there. I think it is just gorgeous. It is one of those designs that you can use on any kind of card, which is what I love. Some of ours are more specific and they're great, but I love it. The back of it is debossed, and you could also use that side if you wanted to. This side to me looks a little more like stitching from a sewing machine. So if you wanted to do a sewing type card, that would be great. But I like the raised edge. So we're going to take this and we're going to add our strips to it. I'm going to keep them in order over here. And we're going to start out with the first one on the left. And these should end up, because of the sizes of them, with about a 1/4 inch border all the way around, as well as a 1/4 inch border between each strip. Now you can see I colored this with blends, and where the darker blends was, it came through on the designer series paper, which it does. There's no problem. That's the back of it. It's not going to show. And I'm just adding a good amount of the seal to it so that it sticks down against this embossed layer. So I'm leaving about a 1/4 inch. I'm just eyeballing it at the top and the bottom and the side. I'm starting with the left hand side one. So this would be next, but I am going to do the right hand side one. That way, after I put these on, if this isn't quite spaced perfectly, I can space it down the center and it'll work. So it's a little more forgiving. So this is the centerpiece. I'm going to set it aside. And we're going to do the right side piece. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. My day is off to a great start. Just the warmer weather makes me happy. We have company coming in this weekend from Wisconsin, which makes me happy. We're going to hopefully get together with my daughter and family on Friday, which will be wonderful. So just lots of stuff going on. That's good in my life right now. Let's see if I can get this approximately the same. Again, it's never perfect, but we're doing our best, right? Okay, whoops, I curved up that little bit. Okay, so there's my two side pieces. And now I'm going to take my third piece, and this will go right down the middle. Now, normally I wouldn't put quite this much seal on. You have to think of when you need a lot, and when you're on top of an embossed layer, or you're layering an embossed layer down, you sometimes need a little more. If it's just a flat layer on flat, then you only need a little bit in the corners. So we're going to come in here, and I'm going to do my best to keep this straight, even at the bottom, and center it between those other two pieces. So take a little time, guys. Don't rush with your cards. Do your best. And then once you've put it down, just be happy with it, because I'm sure it'll be fine wherever you are. So, all right, there's our 3 pieces, just like that. And then I'm going to add some ribbon to it. So on this card, I used real red. And earlier today, I thought I was going to use Lost Lagoon. So we have this beautiful Lost Lagoon ribbon from the annual catalog, which I love. And I think it would look great on here. But to me, this card was very elegant, and I really wanted to play on that gold background. So after I got it back out today, I changed my mind, and I decided to use our gold and vanilla ribbon from the annual catalog. And I just thought it looked more elegant on here. So this is what we're going to go with. I'm going to cut it a little longer than the width of my card. And then we're going to take the card, and on the back of this layer, I'm going to add some seal. Right down that edge, and right down that edge. And we're going to wrap our ribbon around it. So I'm going to come over here. You could also do this with glue dots. Sometimes I use glue dots, but today I've chosen to use just seal on the back. So I'm sticking it on one side, pulling it tight and wrapping it around onto the other side. And then I'm going to do my normal trick that I do for you guys. I'm going to take some of our Terran tape. This spool is almost gone. And we're going to lay that right over the ribbon on each side. Just a small piece, just enough to anchor it so it doesn't pull out, one, when we tie our bow, but also when our customer or our friends get it in the mail, it doesn't pull out for them either. And because I'm laying this right down onto my base, I'm going to take the backing off, using the edge of my scissors to pull up that edge on it. I guess I need to burnish it down a little bit more. If I was popping this layer up on dimensionals, then I would not take the backing off. I would just leave it on there so that it wouldn't stick down where I didn't want it to stick down. But because I need that extra stickiness to hold it down, we're just going to take those backings off. And then I'm going to come along the bottom of this. And on this one, again, I'm putting quite a bit of seal all the way around, because this was a 3D embossing folder, and they can cause the paper to warp just a little bit. So I want it stuck down very flat on my card. We're going to center it just like that. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take my You're in My Thoughts, and we're going to pop this up on a couple dimensionals. So I'm just going to do one dimensional behind the top and one behind the bottom here. And that way it'll straddle my ribbon, but it'll pop up on the card. And we'll place that over here, kind of centered on the ribbon and centered on this 1/4 inch gap here. It's kind of the way I'm going with this, pretty close to it anyway. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my pretty ribbon one more time, and we're going to slide it underneath. So when I'm trying to slide it underneath, I will sometimes push down on my card base, which makes a little gap on the ribbon and makes it easier to slide it under, just like that. And then we're going to tie a bow. A knot, not a bow. We're not tying a bow. We're just going to tie a knot. Actually, just one time. So I'm going to pull it really tight, just like that. And then come in with my ribbon cutting scissors. And I'm going to just manipulate this a little bit to get it the way I want it to go. We're going to come in and cut this at an angle. And then I'm going to mimic that on the top part here. And there is our ribbon. I think that looks so pretty on there with the gold, and I'm really glad I decided to make that change. We're going to add our gems. So for this card, the gems I'm going to add are our Blooming Pearls. These were in the fall catalog. They're on the carryover, so they're still available. They come in 4 beautiful colors. And I can't really decide which color I want to use on here because this dark color would work on here. I think it's Peacock. This would work on here because it's Tranquil. These would work on here because they're gold. But I think I'm going to go with the dark ones. And all of these have a little opalescent, so it kind of reflects the gold color on there. So I think that's still going to work on here just perfectly. So let me grab my Take Your Pick tool. And we're going to grab one of the large, pretty peacock ones. And we're going to add it down here. And then 2 of the tiny ones. And we'll just add those up here toward the top to form our little triangle. Just like that. So pretty. I think those are beautiful. Like I said, almost any of these, all 3 of these colors would work perfect on here, but I chose the peacock for today. Let me get this back into my little envelope here. And thank you, kudos to my friend Chrissy who shared this on one of our global inspiration team groups, that you can put your little gems into your packet. And you know how when you pull them out, they always catch on that sticky on the top and it drives me crazy? She just puts them in there, cuts off the side, and then stores them in her basket. And that's what I've been doing. And they're really easy to access this way. So another great tip from Chrissy. Okay, so then I want to do something on the inside of here, but I'm not going to add another sentiment. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the floral stem and the flowers that are in this stamp set, and I did the same thing when I mounted these. I put them together so that when I stamp, I can't quite see it now that it's on there already, these little flowers will fall right in place on the stem. So let's see how well that works for me as I show it. So we're going to start out with the soft Seafoam for our foliage. And ink that up. This is a really light color, so you want to be sure you get the ink on there. And then I'm going to place this just at the bottom of my card here on the inside. Just like that. What a pretty color. It is soft Seafoam. I was so happy to see this color. I just think it's beautiful, and it coordinates amazingly with Pool Party and Lost Lagoon. These just go together so well. Now I'm going to ink up my flowers with the Lost Lagoon. And we're going to come in, and if I hold it straight just like it was, and I line up my flowers, it should go on perfect where they need to be. So let's see. I have to turn it just a tiny bit, it looks like. See how that works. Beautiful. It layers them right where they need to be on there. So love, love, love. Now that is a little forgiving, so if they're not exact, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. But look how pretty those flowers are on the inside of that card. So that is the card for today. This is the one that I am giving away. So please leave your comments. Every comment counts for an entry for a chance to win this card. Just to show you a contrast again, this was the first one I made with the reds. This is the second one with the blues, and I think they are both lovely. And I think next I'm going to try one with yellows, because yellow roses are my favorite. So let's get this out of the way. I'm going to set this up to the side because I want to show you just a couple other things really quick. So out of our mini catalog, we have something called gold foiled flower cards and envelopes. And I'm going to pull them out and show them to you. So this is actually where I started with all of this coloring, was when I got these. They are these beautiful envelopes, very decorative, laser cut at the top. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little fearful of sending these through the mail. I haven't asked other leaders, but I think I'm going to ask other leaders in Stampin' Up! If they are sending them and if they've had luck with them going through the mail without tearing. Because there's all these little images on there. So I may not even use these for sending as they are. I might end up cutting around that and using this lacy image on something else. And if I cut just above it, it still has the glue here, and I can use these as vanilla envelopes. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure yet. I'm playing with that and seeing what I can come up with. But these are the card bases, and they are gorgeous. They're vanilla, and they're so this is got a basic white background. This one has a vanilla background. All these beautiful flowers edged by the gold. And I started playing with it, and so that was where my coloring started out. And this is the first card I made. So on this one, I just colored this section over here, and I just highlighted the poppies. There's other flowers on there, but the poppies were such a central point on here that I just colored the poppies. And then I used some of our gold and silver elegant trim from the annual catalog and just popped up my little sentiment on here with a couple gems and that gold trim behind it. And I love how it turned out. Now, it's a dark color cardstock, so on the inside I did line it with vanilla, but I loved it. So that was the first one I did. But then because I cut this off, I had this section left. So for this one, I went full gangbusters on it. And on this one, I colored the entire layer. So I colored every flower on there, which again, to me, I love to color. You may not want to do that, but for me, I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. I used that same ribbon off of here, only I did tie a little bow on this one, and here I just tied a knot. And then I added some of our brushed brass butterflies on there as an accent. So I just wanted to share that with you because I think they turned out so lovely. Nothing is going to go wasted in this kit, although like I said, I'm not sure I will mail out those envelopes the way they come, but I will find something to do with them. And when I do, I will share that with you. But if you like coloring, guys, consider getting these cards and card bases, or this beautiful designer series paper that can be free with a $50 purchase out of Celebration, and color away with your blends. It is so much fun. I think I'll be coloring for days to come because I like it so very much. So thank you all for taking time to be with me today. Don't forget to leave your comments for a chance to win this card. You have till tomorrow night, midnight, to be entered, so I'd love to hear from you. And even though I say midnight, I really will take any comments up until the time I draw. So that's usually in the morning, the following morning. If you've placed a comment there, I will still let it be in the entry, just so you know. But midnight tomorrow, you're safe if you do it by then. Also, just as always, I would love to be your creative coach and demonstrator. Also, if you'd like to join my team, that would be wonderful. I would love to have you on my team as a crazy stamping lady. So any questions you might have about hosting a party, placing an order, making cards, joining my team, please reach out to me either in the comments here of this video, or you can reach me by email, crazystampinglady@gmail.com, and I promise you I will get back to you with answers on all of your questions. I do plan to be back here on Friday, same place, same time. We'll be introducing this month's sketch challenge, so I hope you can join me then. And until then, thank you so much for your support. I can't wait to see you on Friday. Bye-bye.